It looks like the majority of them, at least in the first practice. What's good? And welcome to your Wednesday. Opening drive, Jeff Siembieda and J.J. Buck. How you living?
What it do? Good morning.
You good?
Good. Thank you.
All right. Messi is settled. After all the tears, they turn to cheers. He's home in Paris, and everything's great. I can't believe I'm going to start here, but it seems like that's what the world's talking about is Messi's entrance to PSG. He held his press conference, said all the right things after the very tough exit from Barcelona. It looks weird, even to me. It feels weird. It's but this is gigantic.
Well, it's the biggest story in the world sport at this point in time, as domestic seasons are getting underway over the next couple of weeks, and to see him move, it was unthinkable. You didn't think it was going to happen, given the fact there was an agreement on a contract moving forward. And it's a player that we get so accustomed to free agency, but it was one that you didn't think was ever going to wear a different jersey.
Yep, now he shall, and so get used to it, but it's a big deal. I got a lot of stuff to do. We're going to hear from Calvin Turner today. Calvin Turner is the dynamic receiver, punt returner, kick returner for Hawaii, gentleman who won the offensive player of the game of the New Mexico Bowl last year in Hawaii's win over Houston 28-14. He had that big kickoff return right after Houston had narrowed the game to 21-14 and looked like we were swinging the other way, and then Calvin Turner spun the whole game on its side. So we'll do that coming up at 8:30 this morning. We'll talk to Calvin Turner. I want to start off Lobo football, and Terry Wilson taking the majority of the snaps. I think you and I both think it's a formality. I think everybody around, anybody who has anything to say about Lobo football thinks it's a formality, and I appreciate Danny saying it's a competition, and he's not just coming in and win it. But no surprise, right, that Terry Wilson would have taken the majority of snaps at the first pad practice yesterday.
Well, it started on Monday when he took the first reps for the first time, and then it's gradually
when they were without pads, yeah.
Yeah, they were in just shells. They were in shoulder pads and helmets, and they were hitting on Monday. It was, I think, just sending a message. Coming in, earning it, working hard. Terry Wilson, from all reports, everything that I've heard, has been fantastic in that regard, not complaining, kind of gets it.
Yep.
Read the room. There's 7 quarterbacks out there. 6 are taking reps right now, throwing the football. And it was just going through the process early in camp, and he's going to be the starting quarterback for New Mexico.
I have no problem with a guy coming in, even with that pedigree. And those accomplishments, going into the room with the accomplishments that are there and saying you're going to compete. I actually appreciate that. And the young man, I expected to come in and win the job. I know there's going to be a few that are going to be sentimentally holding on to Isaiah Chavez and the young man who won 2 games as a walk-on last year, QB5 as you call him. And that's great. But I think... I don't know. I haven't sat down and watched the 2 of them yet. But I'm going to guess the guy who's won 10 games at the SEC level in his 6th year is further along and more ready to take this team to the next level than Isaiah Chavez. And that's what the coaches will decide. He didn't come here, to sit on the bench for his last year. And Danny made it pretty clear he was looking for a quarterback, a seasoned quarterback, a transfer quarterback to come in and play and compete immediately. And 0 surprises. I like the stunner would be if Terry Wilson did not start opening.
And he's not doing anything to not start.
Right.
It was just, hey, we're sending a message. We want the competition. We want people to come out here and earn it. And QB5 has a spot on this football team.
That's right.
QB5 is going to see time on the playing field. They're going to have some things where he's going to have the football in his hands because when it comes to game day, he shows up. But guess what? Terry Wilson is a better athlete. He's a bigger football player. He throws the football better. He's better in this Derek Wareheim offense right now for this year.
So I've been having this conversation a lot with a lot of people. Well, how good can they be? And I've got my thoughts, and I'll share them. So with Terry Wilson at quarterback, what is a fair expectation for this Louisville football team?
To me, I think the hype exceeds where they are as a football team a little bit. But Terry Wilson is, I believe, can be the type of quarterback that can overcome some things. Like, they're not great at running back. Offensive line has some question marks, but I think Terry Wilson's the type of football player that can make a very uncertain core of wide receivers, a good group of running backs, better with his play.
All right. So, I mean, expect 2 wins, 3 wins, 10 wins? What's fair to expect?
I think it's fair if they're sitting going in the final month of the season, 4 to 5 wins, and you're like, this team could go to a bowl game.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's fair to expect 5 to 7 wins. Here's why. And the line, your point on the line is right. They've got a hole or two. They've also got some veteran presence back. I think they've got good running backs. I agree with you. I don't know that I think they're great. I don't know what they have on the outside. What is Terry Wilson throwing to? And so that's going to have to rise. And who's going to become the 2 or 3 guys that he can rely on? Is there a tight end that really surfaces that he becomes comfortable with? Here's what I've been telling people. Here's why I think they can win 5 to 7 games. I believe, and I don't know if I've said this, I think I've said it here, I just don't know if you were here. They're going to be better defensively. Why? Well, because they have to be. Right? I mean, the Rocky Long, Danny Gonzalez system is pretty well proven over 25 years, is it not, in this league?
It is.
And so I feel that in the second year, and while everybody's got a lot of super seniors and every team in this league has got a lot of experience back, it has to get better. And not that it was horrible, it got better towards the end of last year. And so I think defensively they are going to be competitive. Now, do I think they're going to be the best defensive in the league? Best defense in the league? Not really. I'm not sure that they're talent-wise yet where they want to be. But I just look at it and I said, okay, they're going to be good defensively. They just, to me, it's almost a given because I've watched the system for 25 years. It will win, okay? And then I look at, you brought in a quarterback who won 10 games in the SECs, won 2 bowl games, beat Florida and Tennessee in the same year, the only guy that's ever done that at Kentucky. I've watched him. He's a leader. They've got to get better offensively. And I look at the schedule and I say, okay, they should be better than UTEP and Houston Baptist. I mean, theoretically, early in the season, I got to give them
the favored at home over New Mexico.
I'm going to give them the advantage over New Mexico State right now after what I saw. And so are they better than Utah State and UNLV? I think they're just as good, if not better. And then do they steal a game? And I told you I think this is the year that they snap the Colorado State streak.
And that will put them in fantastic position to be pushing 6 or more wins at that point in time.
That's why I put it in the 5 to 7 range.
But the biggest thing for me too is, as you start to look into these teams and the amount of players returning, everyone feels this way. Everyone feels like they're going to shock because you don't know what we have coming back. You don't realize how much we do have coming back. Now for the Lobos, defensively, they have 9 of the 14 players that are taking the extra year on that side of the football. So that bodes well, too.
I just do you think I'm flawed with what I'm saying? Because you're right. Everybody is going to be experienced, and so that's why I think the league will be better. And there's really good quarterbacks in this league, and you're going to run up against good athletes, good defenses. I just think their defense takes a step. If you're going to tell me everybody's got everybody back, okay, but I think the second year of this system they take a little bit bigger step.
To me, they have to start 3-1. If they don't start 3-1. This team is going to underperform because it's Air Force, San Diego State, Colorado State, Wyoming.
Yeah, I think that's right.
That ain't easy.
I think that's right. All right, 505-246-0610. I want to get into what your expectations are, what you'll accept, what you expect out of Lobo football. I think we all expect Terry Wilson to be the quarterback. But what's fair? What's fair? You expect the league championship? You expecting a flop? You expecting 3 wins, 4 wins, 5 wins? Where? I told you, for me, it's 5 to 7. I get that's a pretty big range. I get it. But I explained to you why. 2460610 8889220610. Bobcat's producing on the radio side. Not really sure who's on the TV side, but we're up. And we're on ProView Networks. You can watch us on our Facebook page, The OD in the AM. Glad you're with us on a Wednesday morning on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Gentlemen, are you experiencing fatigue? Things that are natural, like, I don't know, weight gain, hair loss, even erectile dysfunction. Things happen as you get older. Things that are natural, things that you don't need to be embarrassed about, things that you can take care of. If you call New Male is right here in Albuquerque, a men's health clinic that has been helping men all over the country deal with these natural things. You got to call them. 505-652-1688. That's area code 505-652-1688. Or you can go online. Numale, that's NUMALE.com. I get it. There's excuses. There's always reasons not to do it. You don't have time. It's not convenient. Don't make excuses, guys. Make the call. This is for you. Look, Numale's right here in Albuquerque. The process is comfortable. The process is convenient. They're with you every step of the way. But the best part of this thing, the most important part, the results. It's real. It works. And guys all over the country have been benefiting from what Numale offers. Do this for yourself. Feel like you again. Call Numale, 505-652-1688, or visit newmail.com and feel better.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Data call.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Dream style roofing tops.
Got our first prediction in, JJ. Lobo Hobo's already in. He said the Houston Baptist prediction, he said, oh my, 42, Houston Baptist 13. He's got Lobos up winning that game 42-13. It's a fair number, don't you think?
Yeah.
Bob's working on the scout. Bob's working hard.
Putting in work.
Wrote a letter yesterday. What?
No, I did.
Yeah, I know.
And you helped. Thank you.
Yeah.
I would disagree with Lobo Hobo, but I don't.
What do you think?
I don't think it's going to be that big.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Buying into the Houston Baptist hype, are you?
Well, I don't.
Pulling the
think
Siembieda.
No, Lobos are going to win. Lobos are going to win, okay? But not by that much.
I kind of like where he is.
Okay.
But you're much more delved into the Houston Baptist propaganda than I.
Well, I have been working on it.
I know.
They're developing a good team.
All right.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we will. Dan says, Jeffrey, Juan Jose Gato Roberto, how can we do a season outlook without knowing how good the Huskies are going to be? Where's the scout? You get it game week, man. You don't get it now.
Chill.
Golly. Dan, he's working on it. I mean, you'll get it. Just it'll be game week. All right, other college football stuff. Your polls came out yesterday. Texas A&M is 6th in the country. What does that matter? Well, the Lobos play Texas A&M, and they're 6th in the country. What will that spread be? I guess it'll really depend on how the Lobos do in the first 2 weeks. Would you anticipate that being a north of 30-point spread? Because I wouldn't, no matter what happens.
It's going to probably start mid-20s.
You think so?
Regardless of what happens.
Yeah, I'm going to guess I was thinking north of 30. But that's how it is. That'll be fun. I think a bunch of Lobo fans will be going out to that. Alabama won. I mean, I don't even didn't have to look at it. What is it? Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, Oklahoma.
Start there.
I mean, not how it goes all the time. That's where. How do you, if you're going to ask me, what would I do to college football? I mean, something about that. Like something about that. Can I get new teams in? Every once in a while.
Gotta beat them.
Yeah, no, I know. Rudy, get us started. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Just still a little bit in recovery. I was telling Bobcat, went and saw the Foo Fighters Monday night.
Oh, yeah.
I think half of Albuquerque did.
Everybody I know. Yep.
What a show.
Good.
Did you make it out there?
I did not.
Effie?
No, I did not. It kind of feels like that was the return to live music. Like everybody was there.
Sold out show.
That's good. They were good?
Oh, they were beyond good.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
So, I'm here going to give you a little, I guess, semi-official prediction.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to go game by game. Houston Baptist, that's a win. We're going to beat New Mexico State at home.
Yeah.
Texas A&M, that's they're ranked what? Preseason number 3?
6. Yeah.
6?
Yep.
Okay. So at least I appreciate what Danny said. He said they're going to be limping off the field after they play us. So I like that attitude. We can beat UTEP away. That's going to be a dogfight, and that might be the difference between 5 and 6 wins right there. But I really think our defense is going to play pretty good this year. So I have them 3-1. Then it gets really tough. I don't know about Air Force. It's at home. We've played good against them. That would be awesome to beat them, but I think they're just ahead of the program that UNM has right now. San Diego State, they're a complete program. That's going to be tough. But we're going to get Colorado State, and we're going to get UNLV, and I really think that we can beat Utah State. So those are 6 wins if I counted right, correct?
I think you did.
And I really think that's attainable. With regard to Terry Wilson, look, if he doesn't start, that would be bad for the program. That would not, because this guy comes in with the kind of reputation that you would hope that he takes over. I think the program's better if he is the starting quarterback, because then the other guys can sit there and watch a veteran, a guy that's done it. And I was at practice the other day, and he is really smooth. The guy knows how to quarterback a football team. He's got all the tangibles and intangibles. He's, 6'2", 203 pounds. The guy's physically looks great, throws the ball really well. But when he breaks out and runs, he's dangerous. And he can really make some plays with his feet. So that's going to keep defenses honest. So I really think that he's going to have the kind of year we've been waiting for. And, it kind of reminds me of when Graham Lee burst on the scene for Dennis Franchione.
It's interesting.
Yeah, and, one thing that Danny did learn from Dennis is you better have a really good quarterback, and Franchione always had one. In fact, he told me the whole reason he took the New Mexico job is there was this guy named Stoney Case.
Well,
if we could have a Stoney Case year out of Terry Wilson, that would be awesome.
Yeah, got to get him started. All right. No, that's good, Rudy. Thanks. So you got him at 6. That's good.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Have fun, guys.
You too. I think that's fair. We got a manageable non-conference. I'm not telling you they win them all. I'm not giving you every win. They're manageable. You're in them. Danny, good morning. How are you, Danny?
Morning, guys.
How's it?
Good. I am calling to put in my prediction for this year.
Yeah.
So I even got my season tickets already, and so we're ready to roll. I'm really happy because I'm going to be on the east side this time, kind of work my way up on the east side. So anyways.
It's where you want to be. The east side. East side's the best side for the New Mexico Bowl too, because it's the the warm side, right? It keeps you.
Yeah, I've been to one of those. It was against 2017.
Yeah, UTSA, I think.
That was a good one. Yeah, we were on that side, and so I really enjoyed it. And so yeah, we're gonna win 6 games, and we're gonna go to the bowl game.
All right. So you got them at 6 also.
Yeah, I'm at 6.
All right, Danny.
I'm feeling really, really good with Danny. I'm a Valley grad myself, and so is he, so we're really excited.
All right, appreciate you. 6.
All right.
See ya. All right, 6 seems to be the number. Are you comfortable with that?
I am.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Bruin James, what's up, James?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
I hope New Mexico does pretty good because I won't be able to go to the Arroyo Seco this year and watch my Bruins. But one thing I want to bring up, you see the top 25. They come out, Alabama on top, Southern schools and the SEC and stuff like that. But what really chaps me is that these Black Lives Matter things come out and nobody recognizes the Pac-12 for having integrated in the 20s, guys, in the 20s.
Who's that up to do
and
with
the SEC didn't integrate till the 60s, 70s.
Okay.
And if I'm a Black Lives Matter, I'll be protesting all these schools like Mississippi State. I mean, I'd be going somewhere where I'd be appreciated, And it gets lost. I mean, the Pac-12 has integrated way before all these schools.
But they're not segregated now. I guess I don't really. Yeah, somebody's got to be first. I guess I don't. I'm missing your point.
Well, what I'm trying to say is these schools need to be put under the microscope for what they were. I mean, why would you go to a school that wouldn't have African Americans play until the 60s? I'll be like, man, I want to go to school. Kareem. Lou Alcindor at the time went to UCLA because Jackie Robinson played football there, in the 20s. So that's what I mean. They probably got lost in the shuffle, but hey, have a good one, guys.
All right, thanks. Look,
what?
I mean, the story. If you want to tell the history, I guess it's fair to tell the history. And some schools integrated before others, but you're talking about a student athlete in 2021. where's he going to go get the best opportunity? They're not segregated now. They're not. I'm missing the point.
It was a bad point. All right. To start out with talking about preseason polls, and then players should go to the schools he likes because
they integrated first. If you want to give him credit for that, I think that's fair. If you want to tell the story, who integrated first.
One of the biggest games when USC went to Alabama and beat them.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Texas Western. I mean, all that's real. But as far as where am I going to go play now, where am I going to get the best chance and give myself the best opportunity to win and get to the NFL, that's what they're doing. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Don't waste your hard-earned money on high credit card rates. Instead, consolidate that debt with help from your mortgage. You could save up to $1,000 a month when you call American Financing. You'll consolidate your debt. You're able to make one low monthly payment instead of a bunch of payments, and you'll pay off your higher interest debts a lot faster, and you might even improve your credit rating. Imagine the difference that up to $1,000 a month can make. Then pick up the phone, get a free mortgage review, find out what you can save. There's no pressure. There's no upfront fees. There's no hidden fees. And you might even postpone 2 mortgage payments. But you got to call. Call American Financing. Do it very, very soon. The number is area code 505-247-9999. That's area code 505-247-9999. You can visit them online, AmericanFinancing.net, NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going
All right, so we got predictions in. It's 6 wins. So that seems, is that what you expect? 6 wins? Is that what you accept? I think the Lobos are going to get better. I told you, I think they're going to be better. I think defensively, it's going to be just mentality, the way that system is. I've watched Rocky Long and Danny Gonzalez's system for years, and their defenses are always good. Yeah, do you have a year here, a game here? Yeah. But I think schematically, see what I did there? Schematically, I think they're going to be better. Okay? So what does that mean then offensively? You added a quarterback who I believe will be your starter, who came in and won 10 games in the SEC. You give him, I think, a decent offensive line, good running backs. I'm not sure what he's got to throw to. I think they've got a chance to win 5 to 7 games.
Is Colorado State the swing game?
You're giving them UNLV and Utah State?
So, non-conference play.
You're saying they go 3-1, beat UNLV
If they
and
go
Utah
3-1.
Yeah.
I think that's what they have to do if they want to win 6.
So I think they're going to lose one of those and win.
Because you get Air Force at San Diego State, host Colorado State, at Wyoming, and start Mountain West play.
Yeah, I think it is. Especially if you lost those first two. If you lose to Air Force and San Diego State. Yeah, that becomes gigantic. Yeah.
Home game October 16th against the Rams.
Yeah, I think that's really big. And again, I keep telling you, of every team in this league, the biggest mystery to me is Colorado State.
I will agree with that.
I just don't know what I think they are. I don't know what – I didn't see enough of them last year. Steve Adazio's second year. It feels so disjointed up there. And I could be wrong. But everything I hear, I read coming out of there feels disjointed. But yet there was a minute where they were pumping out good teams year after year after year after year. So I honestly, of every team in America or in this league, that's the one I just don't know about. I don't have a good feeling. I just don't know what I think they are. But do I think that's the swing game? I really do. They're going to be interesting. And what are you going to know about them? They open up with South Carolina State. They're South Dakota State. Then they get Vanderbilt at home. They got an SEC team coming into their crib. Then they get Toledo at home, on the road. Then they go to Iowa. So you're going to get by the time you get them, they'll have played Toledo, Iowa, Vanderbilt, San Jose State. San Jose State won your league. Iowa is a Big Ten team, and Vanderbilt out of the SEC. That's who they think they are. That's how they're scheduling. Let's see if they overschedule. My gut tells me they did. Done yours?
Overscheduled?
Yeah.
Well, I think anytime you get a chance to at least have a Power 5 team come to your place, you want to take it. Because those are the games that you look to. You try to pick off a lower-tier power conference team. That's Vanderbilt.
Yep. No, we'll see. We'll see what they are. Look, and don't overlook Toledo either. It's a game on the road. They go to go play a MAC team. Don't overlook them. But that, yes. Do I think it's a swing game? Yeah. When I look at New Mexico's schedule. But I also think that they may lose one of those games that you think they're going to win and win one that you think they're going to lose. Meaning, they could lose the UNLV game, beat Fresno State or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if they go up to Wyoming and win. I'm going to tell you the other one. San Diego State's not a guaranteed loss. I think San Diego State's nice. I think San Diego State's good. They better figure out their quarterback situation. I'm going to tell you that I think Rocky and Danny are going to have a little extra juice going into that one. Have a little something for them. Now maybe San Diego State will have a little something too. That'll mean something to those kids. The game's in Carson. It's not in San Diego. I think if you're telling me, look, I think Air Force is better, but they can beat Air Force. Like everybody's telling me that's an absolute loss.
It's not an absolute loss.
It's not. I don't think San Diego State, Colorado State, you chalk up as a loss. I don't think they're going to beat Wyoming and Laramie. I don't think they're going to beat Boise State in Boise. I think beating Fresno State in Fresno is going to be tough. But I think the rest of them.
The thing with the Aztecs is, as we see here right now, Lobos have better quarterback.
Yeah.
Terry Wilson. but it's the foundation.
Okay.
New Mexico's not there yet, and that's what has helped the Aztecs. It's the defense, it's the offensive line, it's that run game. They've established themselves to where they've gotten by with just average quarterback play. And so we'll see, can Lucas Johnson, you had that flash in the pan at one half against Nevada, where you're like, all right, this dude has something we haven't seen in a while.
They found it.
And the Aztecs, can he go out there and win the job?
Jay, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Jay.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
We're well. How are you?
Pretty good. So, kind of interesting, JJ brought something up about the San Diego State game. And I remember this term that ESPN liked to use, and it was called a helmet game, where you basically threw the helmet on the field. And, basically that would be, that team has, has a little more as far as, history than the other team, and that would carry the day. So, but the Colorado State thing is interesting, and I don't know. I agree with you, Jeff. I think that's a swing game. I also think Colorado State, you're not going to know much about them from their non-conference schedule. Vanderbilt, I think, was winless in the SEC last year, and they are breaking in a new coach. So you're not going to know much about that game. Vandy may go out there and lose by 40. That's a very distinct possibility. South Dakota State, don't sleep on the Jackrabbit.
Right.
That's a great FCS program.
Correct.
I mean, that is a top 5 FCS program, and if they're in the Mountain West, might be like a 7-win team in the Mountain West.
There's a lot of people that are pushing for them to be in the Mountain West, by the way.
Right, exactly. So don't sleep on them. And Toledo's a good MAC program. They should get them out there, but I mean, it's a swing game, yes, certainly. But I think the other thing is, from their non-conference, you're not going to be able to determine a whole lot about that program right now. So,
I think you'll get an idea. I think by the time you get them, they're going to get San Jose State as their opener. I think Toledo gives you a pretty good idea, and how they play against Vandy gives you a pretty good idea who they are. I disagree, Jay. I think you're going to have a pretty good idea who they are.
Okay. All right. Well, good deal, gentlemen. Thank you for the time this morning. And good job. I love the program.
Yeah, no, stay in touch. Don't be a stranger. Look, I just think by game, 5 games in, you're going to have an idea. I don't care who they play. 5 games in, you're going to have a pretty good idea. I think first of all, I think South Dakota State, to his point, is much more similar than people think. Granted, they're a winless SEC team, but let's see. Do you go in and beat them, or do they come in? Does that winless SEC team come in and beat you? I think it gives you an idea. The Iowa thing will be the one outlier where, all right, maybe they go out and get pounded a little bit. But I think playing San Jose State, playing Toledo, you're going to get a pretty good idea who they are. Toledo's not garbage. Toledo's a good MAC team. And by the way, those other leagues are pretty good too. I just think you'll have an idea by the time you play them who Colorado State is.
At that point, I agree. This isn't a non-conference schedule where you're looking at, we played UCLA, Florida, and Alabama in an FCS team.
No, you played Vanderbilt, and if you're going to tell me they're a lower tier SEC team, well, then maybe they look like you do, right? And that's all. 505-246-0610. That doubles as the Quan's Auto Care Hotline and the NMDOT text line. 8:30 this morning, Calvin Turner. He is the preseason Mountain West first team punt returner. All Mountain West punt returners, is that how you say that? He has a piece of art on his wall from the New Mexico Bowl. He was the MVP offensive player of the game in last year's win over Houston. Keep your calls coming. I want to know where you think this Lobo team, football-wise, is going to be. Everybody's coming in right around that 6-win number. Is that what you expect? Is that what you will accept? Kind of wondering where you are when it comes to that. On-the-spot auto detailing comes to you wherever, whenever it is convenient. What does that mean? So you don't go to them. You don't stand in line. You don't have to go take time out of your day to get your vehicle detailed. Detailed, not washed, detailed. Washed, waxed, inside, outside, stains, smells, pet hair, everything removed. Like the day you took it off the lot, detailed. Remember how fun it was to drive, how much you wanted to be in your vehicle then? How great it looked and smelled and felt? That's what on-the-spot auto detailing does. At your convenience, wherever. and when you want it done. That is the beauty of what they do. It is a unbelievably terrific service. On top of that, they've got a ceramic coating, which is the best way to protect your paint for years to come. They apply the ceramic coating by hand. That makes it last longer and gets a more even coating than anybody else can offer. So essentially, it's a hard shell ceramic coating that prevents water stains, road grime, bird droppings, and other substances from reaching and harming the paint. With a quick rinse, it'll all simply slide right off. So with ceramic coating, best way to protect your paint for years to come. Call On the Spot Auto Detailing. Set up an appointment. Tell them you want them to come to the house. Do it in the driveway. Oh, you're going to be at work on whatever day. They'll do it out in the parking lot. The number is 505-859-2859. 505-859-2859. Or visit them online and make an appointment at otsdetailing.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of no-valent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the 5th.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a, oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
AM 610, the sports animal.
All right, for the most part, you got good comments there. I mean, one I'm still scratching my head about. Mean Machine says, where are the snaps going to come from? Here we go. Here we go, JJ. Did I read in the, he says, did I read in the Albuquerque Urinal Lobo? I'm not sure which paper that is. After the retirement of Tavaca, Lobo football still has 7 quarterbacks on scholarship. No way Gonzalez is going to be able to keep everybody happy. We're going to have to see more guys bail soon, right? Well, no. All right. So somebody may transfer. And again, I if you're not down with the trends, then that's on you. Look, you got, I think we just went through them. You got QB5, who's a walk-on. Ooh, by the way, this could be his redshirt year, right?
It could be.
Connor Janal, who I don't think you ever expected to play initially, did you?
No.
Bear Malachuk, who's a recruited. CJ Montes, who's a highly recruited guy. You got Trey Hall, who started last year, who will compete, and Brett Hughes, right? Did I miss one? All right. And Terry Wilson. I guess I missed Terry Wilson. So there's your 7. Yeah, if someone leaves, someone leaves. Like, that's what competition is. I guess Mean Machine, I'm not sure, to your point, so should you only have 2? Have you watched what happens to quarterbacks in college football, especially this program, over the last 10, 12 years?
There's not a point there. Like, it's
the basketball one. Where's the balls coming from, and who's going to leave, and who's going to score? And then January, we're saying who the hell can score.
Yeah, and also, when you have over 100 kids on your roster, you're going to have guys that are there competing, but
don't play.
There's realization that, Connor Janal is not sitting here going, oh, I should be playing over Terry Wilson. Like, he's here, he's competing, but it's not like Connor Janal is going to, and I'm sorry, I'm picking on Connor. It feels like I'm picking on Connor, but it's not the case. But he's not sitting there going, oh, if I leave this program, I'm going to be starting quarterback for Fresno State. No.
That's the other part of it, Mean Machine, where are they going? Where are they going? Like, as good as QB5 was, it's probably not going to go start for Alabama next week. Right? So, like, it's part of it. I always get those.
Yeah, I think
like, what?
Right now your quarterback depth chart is Terry Wilson,
Trey Hall,
Isaiah
Or is it
Chavez,
Isaiah Chavez?
Trey Hall. Those are 3 quarterbacks going in the season. And C.J. Montez. Do
you want to redshirt him?
You expect he's a true freshman? Absolutely.
Yeah, you do, right?
Put a red shirt on him.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, he's in there, and you're like, well, we're down to QB 6 at this point in time. Brent Hughes,
but here's the beauty of
Brent
that.
Hughes has had 2 shoulder surgeries. I give him a ton of credit for still competing, but that dude's not really throwing a football yet, so he's not in the mix.
Here's the beauty of the C.J. Montez stuff. He can play 3 games and still be a redshirt. He can appear in 3 games, get some experience, and still redshirt. That's the new redshirt rules. So I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't even know why I read some of them sometimes.
Like it is, when you walk through it, it's pretty simple to figure out. Even with that amount of quarterbacks, it's not necessarily going to be a mass exodus of dudes leaving the program.
I think that's all right. All of that's right. All right, the rankings came out, yesterday? It looks like every other year. Alabama, Clemson, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Georgia, Texas A&M, Notre Dame. I mean, is that look like pick your year? And that's how it is until your point, somebody's got to beat them. That's where I thought Bruin James was going. I'm tired of seeing them all up there. We'll beat them. Beat them. Every time you get a chance, they beat you.
And that's why there's finally momentum for a 12-team playoff.
Because nobody else
people just want a chance. Just get a chance to play a playoff game.
Iowa State, a little bit of a surprise up at 8. North Carolina isn't always there at 9. And Cincinnati at 10 is the highest-ranked group of 5 team. They come in at number 10. 11 is Florida, then Oregon, LSU, USC at 14. Wisconsin, Miami, Indiana, who had a terrific team last year, comes in at 17. Iowa, who's on Colorado State's schedule, at 18. The Longhorns, then Penn State. Rounding it out, Washington, Oklahoma State, the 2 Sun Belt teams, Louisiana and Central Carolina, and Ole Miss is at 25. Look, with those 2 Sun Belt teams, I know we sat here, and I don't know necessarily you and I, but I think people, when they thought of the group of 5, I think the Sun Belt always was thought of as the bottom of the group of 5. Don't you think so?
It has been.
Right? It was, Mountain West is the best. Oh, no, America's the best. Oh, okay. And then, Conference USA, MAC, whichever, however you want to put it, you always put them there. And then, look, the Sun Belt isn't an afterthought. They had 2 teams that would have been in the playoff in the current format, or at least one of them. Coastal would have been. 2 teams ranked, 2 teams that were really good in Coastal Carolina and Louisiana. And they're going to get chances again this year. I was seeing a projection. Somebody had to save the Big 12 and take those remaining 8 teams and add Louisiana Tech and Louisiana. I mean, we've seen a million things out there, but wow, really? Okay.
You can save it, but the Big 12, from a power standpoint, is done in terms of a conference that is going to be able to sit there and say, "Hey, we're able to give out X amount of money to our schools based on our TV deals."
Louisiana opens up at Texas. Okay, I think that's a sneaky good game on week 1. September 4th. I think that's a sneaky good game to watch. You disagree with me?
I think every game involving Oklahoma and Texas this season is going to have intrigue to it because Texas coming in. The outside narrative is, they're too big for their britches. They all just focus on the SEC. It's going to be in here. And I also can't imagine the atmosphere that it's going to be like when those teams hit the road as well.
In conference. Yeah, but I'm thinking non-conference. Louisiana, just as a Sun Belt team, is going to be a 27.5-point dog, right? I think that's an interesting game to watch. I think Louisiana's decent. I don't know. It's going to be is it Sark's first game? Right? Yes. I think that's intriguing. Coastal will play Kansas, so they've got an opportunity to win at home. How do they get them at home?
I believe that was a home and home.
Okay.
Coastal Carolina is going to be favored because Kansas is terrible at football.
Yeah. Oh. Good games to watch, man. That first week, that's Lobos open up on Thursday against Houston Baptist, by the way. All right, 505-246-0610. We'll talk some Hawaii football at 8:30. Get into some of the NFL stuff when we get back. Talk about Russell Westbrook's introduction yesterday. Sometimes you bet on yourself. You hear about guys betting on themselves all the time and winning. Sometimes you don't win. But I guess if you don't win and you still get $5.9 million, do you really lose? It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Bobcat. Who's producing, did you tell me, over on ProView? Is it Adrian?
Yes.
On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
What did I tell you? That one's that gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Just towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's another way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
1-0's a count. And this one's high. It's going deep. And it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
And he brought the hot sauce for strike 3.
Small ball team for Reed Fiegel this year. That one is hit on the line to left. It's going to send Avila back to the warning track, to the wall, and he's going to watch it go. It's a solo homer off the bat of Bo Kidd. One nothing Eagles. Just when we were talking about small ball, the Eagles played long ball. Put over with 2 outs here. That boy's well hit to left. Coming in on it is Morrison. He drops it, and the Ravens win it.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Siembieda and JJ Buck.
All right, good stuff in the first hour from you on Lobo football and where you think they're going to be by the time it's over, and what do you expect this season, and you can continue that at 505-246-0610. Of course, the NMDOT text line is available for you. That also at 505-246-0610. You can utilize that. Your emails come in this morning, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. And you can watch the show on our Facebook page, The OD in The AM. Adrian's producing there for ProView Networks. I didn't catch Hard Knocks last night. I just forgot. Like I on my way home, I'm like, oh yeah, Hard Knocks tonight. I'm gonna watch it. And I was doing stuff, I was working. I just forgot. Did you catch it?
I didn't see it either.
Yeah. I will. It's on the Cowboys. It's going to be a lot about Dak and his rehab. It's going to be about Mike McCarthy and Ezekiel Elliott, and there'll always be Jerry Jones in there because, well, it's about the Cowboys, and it's about the Cowboys, it's about Jerry. If you saw it, I'm curious what you thought. Dak's rehab is a big issue, obviously. By the way, he threw the ball. I think he threw 30 passes yesterday, and they're working it back slowly, if that makes you feel any better. I don't know. I'm a little concerned. If I'm a Cowboy, if I'm a little concerned. Not overly. I think he's going to be there, but man, I just don't need injury. My guy coming off a snapped leg, now having an arm injury, and you're starting to put a lot of dings on a young quarterback, aren't you?
Feels more like general soreness.
Does it? Okay. If that's where you are, I'm down with it. I'm just not sure that's how I feel. But he obviously won't play. Your club is going to play this weekend against Minnesota, the Denver Broncos. Do we have it here on the Sports Animal, by the way? No, we got Isotopes Baseball against Sugarland. They will play Minnesota. Drew Lock will be the starting quarterback in Game 1. Teddy Bridgewater will go in Game 2. You okay with the way Coach Fangio is handling your quarterback situation?
Yes, at this point in time, there is not a front runner for this job. It is the biggest question mark in the NFL right now, is Teddy Bridgewater or Drew Lock. We pretty much narrow down everything else with what we expect. This one, it's, do you believe that Drew Lock can take the jump, or a steady Teddy, the guy that can take what people believe is a solid roster and have them on the verge of competing for a playoff spot?
Yeah, I think steady Teddy or up and down Drew. And it feels to me, obviously, if you go with Teddy, then you've given up on the Drew Lock experiment until Teddy gets hurt, and then you need him again. And you're going to decide who's your quarterback by playing against a bunch of second stringers, right?
Part of the process.
Yeah, it's a tough part of the process. Edward, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing well, and still living like we're getting closer to Thanksgiving, my friend.
Oh, you're waiting for it, and I didn't give it to you. See?
Indeed. Well, you know.
I know.
You do know. You got to be able to change cognitive patterns.
That's right. And you got to be able to react to that.
Indeed, you have to be like water, right? You have to evolve to your environment. Sometimes you've got to be ice. Sometimes you got to be vapor. Sometimes you just exist. Sometimes you boil. Didn't Bruce Lee? He has a whole a great quote about water, right? And be like water and evolve and change. Let me tell you, I'm looking forward to my divisional breakdowns, and I'm going to do it with the ferocity, tenacity that Bob does with his breakdowns and preparation of extrapolating data on global opponents. Because I'm thoroughly impressed. Bobcat can not only hit the 98 mile per hour heat, but if you throw him a curveball, he can adjust in the batter's box and just rake it because he's diverse. A faux top 10 came out yesterday on social media, and it had like Alabama, then Alabama's second string, and then Alabama's next year's recruits.
Yeah, they're not wrong.
And then Alabama Christian School in Tuscaloosa. It's pretty interesting, but yeah, they're not wrong. I agree, and it's banter. Cincinnati being ranked number 10, I have a soft spot in my heart for the Bearcats. I've mentioned before my brother-in-law played there and was on the same team as Urban Meyer. And my brother-in-law said Urban Meyer was a genius. He was a defensive back, and you could tell at that point he was a genius. And then, of course, Mick Cronin, your doppelganger, Jeff, coached at Cincinnati. But I have a good friend who's a former Dallas Cowboy, and his moniker was White Lightning. His moniker, not mine. Doug Donnelly, who played for the U for Ohio State. And his son is going in as a receiver this year to Cincinnati. So we spoke on the phone. I got some reference points from my brother-in-law and said, hey, your son's going to do great. By the way, Doug's son finished second in the state in the 100 meters in the state of Texas, running, I think, a 10-2, if I'm not mistaken. So
it's pretty legit.
Yeah, White Lightning continues. The Lobos I think are going to win, like you guys say, 5 or 6 games, and there'll be a swing game, whether it be Colorado State or they steal one. But, I think you're right. With that defensive scheme they have and another year of, just organizational capability, I think there is some good things here for this program, and I'm looking forward to it. But with my NFL breakdowns, which I'll start soon, I'll start from the worst divisions upward, which means I'll be starting with the NFC East first. So let me just say this. My Cowboy friends are hoping and praying and deliberating that the Houston Texans do not trade Watson to the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm just gonna leave with that before I break things down. So, but don't sleep on on that Washington football team. Gentlemen, have a great day. Thanks for letting me expand on a few thoughts, and enjoy your show.
Good day, sir. Did he say don't trade him? They hope they don't trade him to Philadelphia and don't sleep on Washington, right? I agree. Don't sleep on Washington. Deshaun Watson's not getting traded right now, is he? Nobody. I mean, how is anybody taking that chance right now? Or do you look at it and say I can steal him now, and I'm going to take the gamble?
I would not trade for Deshaun Watson right now. I don't see how that's possible. This is a situation where I don't see how you can let Deshaun Watson be playing quarterback at this point in time. And if he loses a year, if it's really frustrating, so be it. He's going to be able to get it back. He's not losing everything right now. You just have to get this figured out. And I don't think anyone knows how to handle a civil suit situation.
Yeah, and I think the fact that it's taking so long to get, it's just the way the process works, is really frustrating everybody in this. And the court systems could care less or couldn't care less about how it's affecting the Texans and this quarterback. But for crying out loud, they got a business to run. They got to figure it out. And who do we decide their next quarterback is?
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. I mean, they're not going to be as bad as I thought. I think Philly's worse. But they're saying the communication with Deshaun is good, that they're having good conversations. He's been good. I've talked with him multiple times. This is the GM, David Culley. Coach Culley's talked to him a number of times, and he's asked to be traded. He's made it clear that he never plans to play another game for this franchise, but yet there he is out there. I mean, this can't be more awkward.
Have fun sitting out this year, Deshaun.
Well, but he reported because otherwise he'd be fined $50,000 a day. And so he's out there so he gets his money, and he's going to need his money to pay his lawyers, right? But if he didn't show up, he'd get fined $50,000 a day. Then he missed 7 days while receiving treatment for his ankle and his calf. And on Monday, he got back out and practiced in full pads. He was there with his teammates, practiced again on Tuesday. For the second day in a row, he ran through the individual drills, but he didn't take part in team drills. So, I mean, he's out there. Everybody's doing what they've got to do to CYA, right? And that's what's going on here. Probably not going to travel to Green Bay for the first preseason game this weekend. But then they said, well, a lot of players who aren't expected to play won't make the trip. This is, what do you do? There's civil suits, there's allegations. There by what is there, 20-something women? 22 civil suits that have been filed by women who accuse them of sexual assault and harassment. All stemming from massage sessions in 2020 and 2021. So what do? You can't not pay him, I guess, by the rules. You can't just suspend him. You want to trade him, but nobody's going to give you value. If you'd have traded him 10 months ago.
Put him on leave.
And so just pay him and tell him to go away.
Because he's not doing it. He's not even practicing.
I guess that's probably the answer. Yeah, I guess that could be the answer. Yeah. It's insane. There's no way he's a quarterback for them until this gets cleared up, right? I guess you can run him out and play him, can't you?
If you wanted to play, you could. And then you're just banking on the fact that you believe in Deshaun Watson. And then if it happens, it gets all cleared up. People will be like, see, that's right, Deshaun Watson. But think if it doesn't, and things come out, and the civil suit, but it gets worse, or there's more evidence for Deshaun Watson, and they're sitting there, and the guy plays this whole season, and then after the fact, it's worst case scenario. You're like, oh, whatever, we didn't know at the time. so be it.
GM Nick Caserio, quote, "We're not going to comment about personnel situations. What's going to happen, what could happen, what is likely to happen." I think there has been a lot of speculation, quite frankly, and our philosophy has been just take it one day at a time. Just keep moving forward with the team. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of things involved. We're trying to be respectful to everybody that's involved. We're going to take it one day at a time and do what we feel is best, end quote. Blah, word salad, blah blah. I mean, that was a statement. That was Derek Jeter and Tom Brady asked, "Let me talk to you and tell you nothing." I'll talk to you, but I'm not going to say anything. And I understand it, like I do. I understand why they're there. All right, phone calls next. If you want to get in, 505-246-0610. Bottom of the hour, Calvin Turner from Hawaii. I think you'll enjoy that conversation. A young man who ended up at an FBS school. They cut football. They dropped it. He needed a place to go. I don't know. How about ending up in Hawaii? It's not bad living. How about ending up over at All In Autographs? You're going to love it the day you walk in. I'm just going to promise you that you will love it. Everybody who goes in there is just amazed by it. All In Autographs is the region's premier sports memorabilia and collectible destination. What does that mean? They've got framed pieces, cards, jerseys, photographs, autographed from the sports fields, music, history, entertainment. So I click on, I'm on their website now. I click on music, and there's a Van Halen signed Jump album cover, signed by the whole band. A Taylor Swift signed CD cover, if that's your thing, and that's my kid's thing. She loves that. A Taylor Swift signed guitar. I was in there. I saw a Prince signed guitar. I click on entertainment, and there's all kinds of stuff. There's a Jaws movie script cover signed by Steven Spielberg. I mean, it's what you're going to find in there is amazing. It's like a museum. And I spent hours in there. John Jones signed UFC gloves. Wayne Gretzky signed jersey. Pele signed stuff. They've got special events. If you tell them that you heard it here on the opening drive, you get $25 off your purchase of $100 or more. Steve Garvey's in this weekend. You can go see Steve Garvey, the former Dodger great. He'll be in there on the 15th, signing autographs, taking pictures. They got VIP sessions. Last weekend they had a wine and whiskey with Lincoln Kennedy, so you can learn about that. Take a look at their website. It's allinautographs.com. They are located at 2225 Wyoming Northeast. The phone number is 505-504-7575. It's All In Autographs. You're going to love this place.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash.
And AM 610, the Sports Animal. Sports Animal.
All right, sometimes you bet on yourself, and you hear guys all the time, they bet on themselves, they win, right? Well, he didn't sign that long-term deal, bet on himself, had a great season, went out and won. Opted out, Chris Paul opted out of $42 million, bet on himself, signed for $100 million, right? And it happened, we talk about it all the time. Sometimes it doesn't work, JJ. We don't hear it that much, and I guess, so the question is, if you don't bet on yourself, and you lose, and you only get $5.9 million, did you really lose? Dennis Schroeder opted out of $80 million with the Lakers. He had an opt-in earlier this year. Opted out, didn't have a great season, and signed on the cheap, Gato Roberto. 1 year, $5.9 with the Celtics on what they call the taxpayer mid-level exception. So did he actually lose?
Yes.
Sounds like something I would have done.
If you lose and you only get $5.9 million, I guess you're doing all right. But yeah, he had $80 million guaranteed, and he walked away from it.
And everyone is clowning Dennis Schroeder. It's a terrible decision after the fact, but that's the whole point of taking the risk.
That's right.
I didn't think any of us thought Schroeder is going to be that bad for the Lakers.
Ineffective, yeah.
Figure, all right, he's going to come in. He's playing in the best situation he's ever been in his career. He is a good scorer, third option, so unproductive when it mattered the most, going from $84 million all the way down to $5 million. It happened.
He missed 11 days late in the regular season, going into his health and safety protocols. He told a German publication that he and LeBron were the only Laker players to not get vaccinated. Then he told local reporters when he got back, I'm the only guy that didn't get vaccinated. Let's just leave it at that. So he got himself caught in that and fell out of favor in L.A. He's $28 million. He had a extension on the table from the Lakers north of $80 million. No, I'm good. Okay, they don't want you. He gone. I mean, $5.9 million, you'll be able to eat. Don't get me wrong. You're going to be okay. But, man, sometimes it doesn't work. We always talk about the times it does. Chris Paul opted out of, $42 million and got $100. Worked out well for him. Nice move. All right, we hear about Kawhi Leonard. Opted out of $37 million.
We knew it was going to work for those players because they had performed.
Right.
He didn't perform.
Man, what do you think he was going to get more than $80 million? Like, honestly, what did...
Close to a max deal.
He was never a max guy.
Well, if you're 80, you can think yourself into 100.
Who's in your ear telling you that? To walk away from $80 million guaranteed. $80 million guaranteed. You're Dennis bleeping Schroeder. You had a nice year in Oklahoma City. came over and you underperformed. Like who's in your ear telling you that?
It was, I don't know, if someone offered you 84, it's not that far of a stretch to say if you were the third best player on that team, if they won a championship, you could make $100 million.
Okay.
And he wasn't.
Didn't perform to the third best player on that team. They didn't win a championship. And to your point, that's part of betting, quote, betting on yourself. Sometimes you lose when you bet. Yeah. But man, oh man, that one's got to hurt. That one's got, when you walk away from that one has got to hurt. Meanwhile, the Lakers introduced their newest piece yesterday. Russell Westbrook, former UCLA Bruin, said it still hasn't hit me yet. That big three, that big three's terrific. I know you like the Nets big three better. Because in essence, they're all in their prime, and maybe LeBron is a bit part of their prime. Whatever. Lakers, feels to me that they've got everything covered except for, LeBron's a good shooter. He's turned into a good three-point shooter. They've got a dominant guy down low. Anthony Davis is going to have to play the 5. They've got an incredible athletic point guard, and they got LeBron. Quote, being from L.A., you always wish that you could play for your hometown team and be able to do that. But that's definitely something that always kind of circle around in my mind, and maybe one day. But I would always come back and be like, that probably won't happen. It's surreal. He's from Hawthorne, by the way. I think it still hasn't hit me. That's over there off of the kind of the 10 and the 5. Kidding. Still hasn't hit me, he said. Being from L.A., growing up not too far from here. Being able to watch the parades, try to go to them, try to miss school, try to go to them, being a Laker fan, being from L.A. But now everything coming full circle for me. End quote. Good for him. I made it pretty clear to you. I'm a Russell Westbrook guy. I like the way he plays. I think he's gotten a little bit of a bum rap on some of the narrative on him. His numbers speak for themselves. They're historical, going back to Oscar Robertson. And I think this piece is terrific for them.
Yeah, you can be successful in basketball, in the NBA, without shooting the three-point shot. Do you need shooters? Absolutely. But if you're in attack mode, you understand your role is going to be a little bit different in certain moments if you're Russell Westbrook. And we just saw, now he's not the same player physically, just in terms of reach, etc. But Giannis just took over NBA Finals without shooting 3. You're effective in the mid-range game, which Russell Westbrook can be.
Well, Chris Paul did with the mid-range game.
If he's able to up his defensive ability on the perimeter, this will work. And especially in the regular season, when you need to manage LeBron James and Anthony Davis at this point in time to be focused on that playoff run. Russell Westbrook's the dude that night in and night out is going to go 110. Can help you in those mid-season games going December and January, just trying to keep you on track.
And he's available. He's available all the time. He brings it every night, and he plays defense. I think, you and I had this conversation about would Kawhi been better with Russell Westbrook or Paul George, and then it came out that Westbrook called Kawhi, said let's do it in L.A., and Kawhi kind of went behind him and said, no, I'm going to go with Paul George, and somehow that was a bad thing. And we've had that debate. I thought Russell Westbrook might have been a better running mate for Kawhi than Paul George. I'm not sure you were convinced on that, and that's okay. I kind of believe that still. And Paul George had a nice run this time around, so I understand it. This feels really good. Like they stay healthy, they win. I really believe that. They stay healthy, they win a championship. Now, you would love to see a healthy Lakers versus a healthy Nets when it all comes down to it, right? See Durant and KD go at each other. Kyrie and Westbrook go at each other. James Harden's there. Anthony Davis
is there. The fact that Russ has played with Kevin Durant. Yeah. Have that. LeBron, Kyrie situation. Yeah. Absolutely.
No, that would be your NBA dream scenario. And it's New York, LA. It's the two dream teams, and it's the two stacked teams, and that's kind of, you'd love to see it. All right, we're going to talk football when we come back. College football, Hawaii's Calvin Turner. You'll hear a conversation with him. That's coming up next.
I'm itching. I got to get back into gym. Last week was a crazy one, but I know when I open the app, I schedule my workout, I'm going to be able to get back in, no questions asked, no worries if things are going to be available, because with F45 functional training, when you book your class, your spot is locked in, that time slot, and you're good to go. Things are getting crazy. You're trying to catch up. You're trying to build your new schedule, going back to school with the little ones or back to the office over the last couple months, just trying to settle in. But don't forget about your fitness. The F45 training, high intensity interval training, which is going to push you to new levels, but also in just 45 minutes, a fantastic workout that will fit into your schedule, and you will be able to make it a part of your week. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app today. I've got my classes booked for this weekend because my schedule's a little bit crazy this week, but I'm excited to get back into the gym and get going. So check them out, and you can see what the classes are all about in terms of the descriptions, the kind of workouts you're going to be doing, the things that they're geared towards, whether it's more of a strength-based day, a cardio day, but it's not 45 minutes of just doing one thing. It truly is full body functional fitness, a ton of different workouts from body weight to weights, the tempos, the sets, the reps. It's going to push you. It's going to be fantastic. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the F45 app today. Team training, life changing. I'll see you at F45.
I-40 eastbound, we have an accident between 12th and...
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of no-valent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
Schedule, but they are on the Aggies schedule twice. Home and home, by the way. Las Cruces and then Honolulu. They don't play in Aloha Stadium anymore. That stadium has been deemed not safe, so they shut it down. They're building a new place on campus, kind of rebuilding an old place. And so I think their capacity is 9,000 this year. It's the opening drive. Jeff Siembieda and J.J. Buck. Hawaii was, would you say, one of the surprises in the league last year?
They were
4-4. Then they won the New Mexico Bowl. They beat Houston 28-14, ended up 5-4. They got a lot back. Chevin Cordero's back, who I think is a good quarterback. And this young man's back. You're going to hear a conversation I had with Calvin Turner. He had the dynamic kick return that was the pivotal play in the New Mexico Bowl as they beat Houston last year in Frisco on New Year's Eve. Conversation with a really interesting young man with a great story. Here's Calvin Turner.
Well, last time I saw Calvin Turner was on a field. It was Christmas Eve. Big smile on your face. I think you had an award in your hand and a trophy. It's good to see you. Calvin Turner is a wide receiver from Hawaii, the offensive player of the game from the New Mexico Bowl, preseason all-conference punt returner, and just good to see you smiling and having a good time. How you living?
I'm doing good. It's been a great experience out here in Vegas. My first time out here, so it's been a great experience just being out here and seeing the different things and being at my first media day.
So I don't want to live in the past, but I'm gonna go back and just ask what has it been like since winning the bowl game? I've talked to a few people at Hawaii, and it feels like the winning that game in the fashion which you won it, there feels like there's a momentum around the program. What did it mean for you personally to have the day you had on national TV and then experience all the good things after that?
It's been a great experience. It's good to see that all my hard work that I've been putting in over the years is finally showing off and paying off for all the accolades and the things that I'm getting now. But it is a lot of momentum going around our team, and we know what type of team we can be this year, and we know everything that's possible for us. So we've just been working really hard this summer and this offseason to get ready to try to go out and win the Mountain West.
I was a little surprised when I saw Hawaii pick fifth, and I know preseason polls mean nothing. But here's a team who won a bowl game, who played well, who beat a lot of those teams in front of you. Does it mean, is it motivating, or does it mean nothing? How do you look at the polls?
Well, we look at them with a grain of salt because the preseason polls mean nothing to us because it's the preseason. The only thing that matters is what happens at the end of the season. I think last time Hawaii went to the conference championship, I think they would pick fifth too that year. So preseason polls don't mean nothing to us. We just know our main goal is to go out and win every game possible and to win and go 15-0, 16-0. So from day one, no matter where they ranked us or where they have us at, our goal was always to go and win the Mountain West.
Calvin Turner is Hawaii's receiver, and he's with us. Your story is so good. When you look back at it, probably wasn't all that fun as you were living it with all the uncertainty, but you start your college career at Jacksonville, and they shut down the program. For those who don't know, and a lot of our audience isn't going to know, the story of how you went from a program that shuts down and the uncertainty of just not knowing where, and really, in your case, if you were going to get to play again, to how you ended up at Hawaii.
Well, for one, Jacksonville University is a non-scholarship program, so they don't give out football scholarships. All the money we got, most of us pay for school. I think everyone on the team was paying some type of money to play at the school. So it was private school, so it was pretty expensive. And just being there and having my time there, I think it definitely helped me and helped me get to where I am now. I feel like that time being at Jacksonville, I wouldn't be the player I am today or where I'm at today if I wasn't for my time at Jacksonville. But I was at Jacksonville University, the program shut down. I entered the transfer portal, and about 2 weeks into the portal, Coach Nick Rolovich contacts me and brings me out on a visit, offers me a scholarship, and I commit, and then I come, and then Coach Todd Graham takes over. And it's just been a great experience all throughout, and I wouldn't change none of it for anything.
Was it an easy decision? Did it take some coercing? Did you have other options? I mean, sure, you go out to Hawaii. We've been out. Anybody who's been out there, it's easy to fall in love with it. But the process of just going, yeah, this feels right. How did that go?
Well, I came on a visit. I went on a visit to Wonder School, but I had some options. But I'm a guy of faith, and I pray a lot, and I have a guy named Mr. Johnny that he's basically a mentor of mine, and he did the Bible study at Jacksonville for me, and he gave me some key information that helped me make a decision, and I feel like God chose that place for me to be in, chose for me to be in Hawaii, and I feel like it's the place I was supposed to be.
It's working out for Calvin Turner, Hawaii's wide receiver. You go through something like that, and you get a chip on your shoulder. Lightly recruited, not recruited by, you didn't play Division I to start. I remember when we spoke back in December, you talked to me a little bit about there's a chip on my shoulder, that there's something to prove. And it feels like on national TV on Christmas Eve that day, it went a long way. The exposure was good. Do you still have that chip on your shoulders? Is it something you just never lose?
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's still that. I'll never forget where I came from and where I started from, because, like you said, I wasn't heavily recruited out of high school. I wasn't even heavily recruited when I was leaving Jacksonville, and a lot of the teams in the state still didn't want me then. So I just feel like that chip will always be with me, to know that my career started at the bottom, and I'm slowly working my way to the top, and I will continue to work my way to the top, even when this is all said and done in college.
Tell me about living in Hawaii, being a college student in Hawaii. I think everybody comes, oh, it's just all glamorous. It's got to be fun. And yeah, I mean, we go out there on vacations or whatever. It's good to see you smile when you talk about that. Living in Hawaii and becoming, I don't know, do you consider yourself a Hawaiian yet?
Just a little. But the people out there are amazing, and they take you on like family. So it's been a great experience just going out there and being around all those people. Even the guys on the team, they just take you on like family. And being out there, the beautiful beaches, the beautiful mountain, the beautiful just scenic, everything that you can just see out there is just so beautiful. So even the food is great. I've tried some local Hawaiian food, so it's been a great experience. I would say that I'm slowly making my way to a local Hawaiian.
You got to retrain yourself on how to eat and what you want, right? It's a mindset too. What you used to go to is no longer your go-to, and you realize, wow, there's a whole other way of doing it.
Yeah, most definitely. There's a lot of places, especially growing up in Savannah, Georgia, and being in college in Jacksonville, there's a lot of places that are not in Hawaii that I used to eat all the time, and so like it most definitely was a change of everything for me.
All right, Calvin, how's your football team? As you go into it, you're coming off a year where you went 5-4, you win a bowl game. Shevin's back, so there's someone to get you the ball. Actually, there's competition at quarterback, it looks like. You've got playmakers coming back. It looks like your defense, which played so well towards the end of the season, is back for the most part intact. You've got to like what's coming back.
No, I'm very excited about our team. I feel like we're gonna have a very, very big year, and we're gonna surprise a lot of people, because we brought back, I think, almost everyone except for Rico Bussey, and it's just that we put in so much work. We didn't have no spring ball. We barely had a fall camp, and we had brand new coaches, brand new offensive system, brand new defensive system. So for everyone to be playing a year and have this spring and have this fall camp so I think it's gonna be very big. Everyone's gonna be a lot more comfortable. We brought in some pieces in throughout the recruiting, even to fit our scheme even more. So we brought in more guys to even help. So I just feel like it's gonna be such a big thing with all the players returning and all the new guys we have coming that just came in.
I talked to Nick Starkel, the San Jose State quarterback, and they won the league championship, so they're kind of riding high, but they lost their bowl game. And he said, it left a horrible taste in my mouth. He says, I watched the game and it made me angry. He kind of has it as a screensaver on his phone to motivate him. You won your last game of the year. You won a bowl championship. I always say winning your last game means a lot going into the offseason. Some people don't agree with me. What did winning that particular game do for this program going into the offseason, and does it mean anything when you start camp?
I think that the bowl game was like one of our best games of the season that we played as a defensive unit and an offensive unit. So having that momentum and having that confidence and seeing that how good we can play together and knowing how good we can be, I feel like that boosted us a lot and that has gave us a lot of confidence going into next year.
Interesting time around your program, moving into an on-campus stadium that's kind of in flux and with the uncertainty. Do you feel the community rallying around that? Because, I think it was right around Christmas time where we heard Aloha Stadium's kind of shutting it down. You can't go back in there. So how's it been with the stadium, and do you feel the support around the club building?
Yeah, most definitely. I just think that only thing the fans are upset about is not having as much people at the games because the stadium is a little bit smaller than Aloha. So I feel like that's the biggest concern to fans. But other than that, I feel like it's going to be great having it on campus with the students being able to come because Aloha Stadium was 20 minutes away from school. So and most kids in Hawaii don't drive. So it was hard for them to get to the game. So having it on campus, the student atmosphere, the fan atmosphere, I think it's going to be great.
I got to believe you do like this, but the fact in this league and certainly in your division, it feels like there's a lot of parity. I don't know that you can point at anybody and say that's absolutely the best team. Anybody can probably beat anybody each week, don't you think?
Most definitely. Nevada came to us last year, and they were undefeated, and we beat them and we upset them. And then no one suspected San Jose to be this good this year. So I feel like there's no team that just sticks out on our thing, and I feel like every week you got to bring it in the Mountain West because if you don't bring it, you can lose.
Good luck this season. It's great to see you. Congratulations on all the success.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Good young man. I really enjoyed it. When I met him back in Frisco around Christmas time, I enjoyed him. Just one of those infectious smile kids. You know what I mean? You've come across him in your time with incredible talent, humble, a lot to prove, and chip on his shoulder. And a guy is Savannah, Georgia. Only opportunity was Jacksonville State. They shut down the program. He ends up on the island. It's good living.
Not too bad, and he's a fantastic player.
I think you'll enjoy watching him, and I hope you enjoyed that conversation. 505-246-0610, it's yours the rest of the way. 505-246-0610 is both the text line from DOT and the Quan's Auto Care hotline. Buying a home right now will give you an opportunity to lock in some of the lowest mortgage rates in history. American Financing will get you pre-approved so you can make an offer with confidence. Look, I know as more households have shifted to remote work, remote learning, it's become apparent that maybe space is an issue for you. Luckily, mortgage rates remain near record lows, and that makes a slightly bigger home much more affordable for you. So whether it's your first home, your next home, your forever home, even an investment home, American Financing is ready to help. From free pre-qualification to securing the best rate and everything else along the way, American Financing has you covered. And they never charge upfront or hidden fees. It's really a no-pressure, no-obligation experience that is focused on you. So what are you waiting for? Rates are still incredibly low. There's never been a better time to make your move. Pre-qualify for free by calling them at 505-247-9999. That's 505-247-9999. Or visit them online, AmericanFinancing.net, NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of no-valent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch that he struck him out, and great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a, oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That one's that gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's another way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
One the count. And this one's high. It's going deep, and it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
he brought the hot sauce for strike 3.
You to Toss No Mas, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal. Sports Animal.
You know, I asked the commissioner in the conversation we had, it was the first one we ran a couple weeks ago. Is it better for the league to have parity and be able to beat each other, anybody beat each other, or is it better for one team to be dominant in the Mountain West? And I don't know that there's a definitive answer, and I look at the SEC, and there's, 6 teams in the SEC in the top 25, and if you can count Texas and Oklahoma, which I don't think you do yet, there'd be 8. But is it better to have it like this, where you think Nevada's the best team in the West, but you don't know for sure? And while Boise State is always the favorite, I think Wyoming gives them a run this year. Which way do you think is best?
Unfortunately, for football, ultimately, you want a dominant team because it comes down to money and opportunity to get a New Year's Six bowl game. But I think with the expansion of the college football playoff, that would bring to light parity, which is ultimately better for the fan, because you don't need to have this unblemished perfect record to even maybe get a sniff at a New Year's Six game. If they hold true to at least going the Formula 6 highest rated conference champions, that puts you there a little bit closer, because I think the fact that, for me, I want to see parity. I want to see teams competing for division and conference titles, but things can get swayed so much to just how much money can we make at the end of the season that leads to just needing a dominant program.
See, I think if they make some moves, win some games in the non-conference, then to me, I can handle the parity within the league a little bit more, because when we always have these conversations, which league is better, and we sit here and say, look, San Jose State's pretty good, and people back there go, yeah, what is San Jose State? Well, they beat Arkansas, remember? And that's kind of where it started for them, isn't it? Remember when they beat Arkansas a couple of years ago, Brent Brennan, and we were so happy for him. But they've got to win some of these games. I mean, I'm just looking week to week. Can Hawaii win at UCLA? I mean, maybe, right? Do you give Hawaii a chance in 0 week at UCLA?
I do.
Okay. Boise State, UCF is I know it's not a Power 5 team, but UCF has been kind of what Boise State has been at that level in the group of 5. In the first week, Boise State at UCF, right? That's a game that you kind of feel that they've got to win, right?
Yeah, that is a matchup of a team that, as you just said, UCF is coming to take that crown of, we're the best group of 5 team. We are the best group of 5 league.
So I'm just looking at chances, because I think non-conferences, it's gotten to the point where it's really important. I don't think Fresno State's going to win at Oregon. I don't think San Jose State's going to win at USC. Do you give Nevada a shot at Cal?
Yes.
Absolutely, right? Do you give Utah State a shot at Washington State? I don't, just because I don't think Utah State's there yet. I think Utah State's starting from scratch, so I don't. But there's opportunity. I mean, I'm just looking down the list, man, and I'm looking at opportunity week in and week out. Where are your opportunities? Boise State plays UTEP. Okay. Fresno State, Cal Poly. I don't even know why I mentioned that to you. Okay, San Diego State at Arizona. Right? That's one where you say San Diego State should win that game. Arizona State fired their coach. Arizona fired their coach. There's an opportunity. Hawaii at Oregon State. You give Hawaii a shot at Oregon State, right? And my whole point on these is winning some of these non-conference games gives the league so much more leeway to beat up on each other, if that makes any sense. Now, to your point, when it's ultimately said and done, to have a dominant conference champion is how you're going to get into the college football playoff as currently constructed, and you'll be able to move on. Nevada has a real good shot to beat Kansas State on the road. Don't you think so? San Diego State gets Utah at home. Boise State gets Oklahoma State at home. That's a huge game. Oklahoma State at Boise State. It's gigantic. All right, 505-246-0610. Come on in. We got another hour for you. Get into a little football more. Who are the Valparaiso Beacons? I'll tell you about that, too. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of no-valent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch that he struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a, oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs as Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's another way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
One owes a count. And this one.
The best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This This is the opening drive with two-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Siembieda, and J.J. Bach.
Just look at non-conference opportunities in the Mountain West, and then the other piece of that is don't lose games that you quote unquote feel like you should win. Like UTEP shows up on it feels like everybody's non-conference schedule, and it's gonna yeah, and those are the ones where you just go, like losing to UTEP, right? Losing to New Mexico State's on 7 schedules, I believe, in the Mountain West. And while you look at the Aggies and say, gosh, they have an opportunity to beat some Mountain West teams, what does that do for your league? And maybe New Mexico State's a 4-win team, and so it's not a horrible. What do you expect from the Aggies? How many wins? I know we talked about the Lobos a lot. When you look at what they're doing, and I can see they're almost as much of a mystery as Colorado State, because I don't think it's fair to judge them on how bad they. I mean, under whatever on that spring performance. I got it. They barely got by Dixie State, and they got blued out by Tarleton. So it's not fair to judge them on that, I don't think. But when you look at it, I mean, you think they'll beat South Carolina State, who's an FCS? Do you think they can get one from Hawaii? I mean, they play a Mountain West schedule. It's UTEP, it's San Diego State, New Mexico, South Carolina State, Hawaii, San Jose State, Nevada, Hawaii, Utah State, Alabama, and Kentucky, and then UMass at the end. I mean, if you can come out of the Alabama and Kentucky game with enough guys standing, then you got a shot to beat UMass at the end, right? 2? If I put it at 2.5, would you go over or under?
2.5. I'll go under.
You'd go under. Okay. I'm going to go over. I think they can get 3 or 4. I think they can beat South Carolina State and UMass. Mm-hmm. I think they can beat UTEP. You don't think they can beat UTEP?
Can they? Yeah. But if we're talking 2.5, that's 2 or 3. I'll go 2.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's 2 or 3. That's why I think I'm going 3. I think I'm going 3 or 4. Have we played our over-under game yet?
No.
Gato Roberto. Do we include him? We have to, right? So here's something you got to prepare for as well.
Oh, good.
So we play a little over-under contest. So I will take the Vegas odds of win totals. So each team, so I think New Mexico, are they at 4.5? Each team has a Vegas win total. You can bet they'll win more, over or under. So New Mexico, 4.5. Do you think they're going to win more? 4, less, over more than 4.5 or less than 4.5. So if you think they're going to win 5, you go over. If you think they're going to win 4 or 3, you go under. And we're going to go with every team in the Mountain West. We do that every year. Loser buys lunch.
On what they pay me? Are you kidding?
Just go over and see George, for crying out loud. We never got lunch last year from Micah, did we?
No.
Yeah. So nobody ever pays anyway.
Oh.
It's like when Stigler came in here and said, Holly Holm won't last one round with
Ronda Rousey.
Thank you. God bless me.
Yeah.
With Ronda Rousey.
Okay.
We bet lunch.
Okay.
All right, but I got to get prepared for that.
Holly's a.
Yeah.
She was over in the other studio several times.
Yeah. Yep. So that's she's going to the New Mexico Sports Hall of Fame this weekend. But so you got to prepare for that. We'll do that the week before the season starts.
Okay.
Fair?
Does it have to be bought?
Kind of got to do it next week, actually.
Okay. Quick question: does it have to be a bought lunch, or could I do a box lunch and bring it in?
You don't have to. You don't have to buy lunch. This will all be for fun.
Ah.
We kind of got to do it next week, don't we?
We do.
Because in 0 week, and I might be gone for a week. So, all right. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Carl's in. He said, with Timex Terry, with Super Seniors, with Troy Calhoun's OD interview, where it doesn't sound like Air Force is going to win a game this season, Jeff, I'll be disappointed if Lobo football doesn't go 7-5. Okay? Y'all are coming in here with decent expectations.
High. That's not decent. That's high. They won 2 games last year.
They won 2 games last year. They won 2 games the year before. They won 2 games the year before. No. Yeah. No, they didn't play a full season last year. But they were 2-6. Yeah. I think, look.
And this is one where you love to see the positivity. You ride that wave as far as you can.
I just tell you, I had this conversation a number of times in Vegas with people from around the league. What do you think, realistically, what do you think of New Mexico? And I kept telling them, I think that 5 to 7 range, they have got to be better defensively. And even better, I think they're going to be good defensively. I just think they're going to be good defensively. Why? Because Rocky Long and Danny Gonzalez have been doing this Rocky's been doing it for a long time. And it works. It's proven to work. They had what I was always told was less talent when he was here last time, right? And they were good defensively. And then you're adding a quarterback who won 10 games of the SEC, won 2 bowl games, who's really, really good. Now, I get it. Everybody else is good, and they have a lot of players back. I'm not disparaging anything else that's going on in this league. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing at New Mexico. That's why I think they got to be better. I think they improve. I think they take a step. You think Rocky, he's on a 2-year deal. You think this is it? You think he comes back after this?
I haven't even thought about that.
I mean, it's kind of he's, 71? I mean, he's in great shape. He looks like he's still loving what he's doing. Do you think he signed it initially? It was a 2-year deal.
I could see Rocky just being here for longer than that, but more of I'll kind of take it year to year.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm feeling.
I don't know that I got a feel on it. I wouldn't be surprised if this was it. I wouldn't. Dan says Micah John squelched Jeffrey Juan Jose Gato. Now that the former OD producer has a suit on the job and the job, it's time to settle up. It's a really good point. He comes in here, shirt tucked in, real shoes, hair combed, no 30-year-old cowboy cap.
He was wearing dress pants yesterday.
You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't in his shorts.
It probably is time for him to settle up, don't you think? It's fair enough.
Yep.
With interest.
No,
An appetizer.
Yeah. That means you got to add nachos to the whole thing.
Why not?
Calamari.
No, if you can get it, why not?
Queso. Well, I mean, it depends where we're going. Chicken nuggets. We get chicken nuggets with that too. Yeah.
Out on the balcony for a barbecue.
Yeah. I mean, however it is. All right. Cowboy fan, come on in. Your level of concern on Dak throwing the football, not throwing the football. How are you if you're a Colts fan and you hear, hey, it's going to be between Sam Ehlinger and Jacob Eason. That's going to be your starting quarterback. And you're like, wait, what? Wentz, there's a report this morning that says Wentz is trending to play in week 1. I'm not sure I'm buying it. Are you?
Sure.
Why?
Like, it's the same thing with Dak Prescott. Like, I have no idea.
No, he just had surgery, and I'm going to go the other way on a guy who is always.
Because if he ends up playing,
then I'm wrong. Then I'm wrong.
Like, this is one where I expect him to miss a game or two coming back, but it sounds like it's not as bad as initially feared. So that is a positive.
I think that's great for them.
So they wouldn't be at this point where they're out of walking boots. They're showing up on these foot injuries. I don't think that we'll see him start week 1, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the 12-week.
Well, I think we're off the 12-week. Yeah, I'll give you that. I just don't.
And that's
I don't buy week 1. Yeah,
because that team is a playoff team with good quarterback.
Good quarterback play, and your options are a 6th-round rookie, Sam Ehlinger, and Jacob Eason. Did he go to Washington?
He did.
Okay, that's what Jacob Eason out of the University of Washington. Eason, I guess, has the lead if Wentz doesn't recover in time. They play the Seahawks in their first game. But you're going to see both these guys. I mean, you're a Colts fan. You were all fired up, I think. You probably bought into the Carson Wentz hype. You probably felt really good about it. And then there was that. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Drew Lock or Teddy? It'll be both. Explain that to you. We'll get more into the NFL when we return. Rates remain near all-time lows, but they can't stay this low forever. You need to act now. You could be paying a lot less for your home every month. Call American Financing. This really is the truth. I'm paying less money because interest rates at historic lows will not last forever. You got to take action soon. As a homeowner, one of the worst things you can do is miss out on the lower interest rates, because the lower interest rates can mean hundreds of dollars in monthly savings plus tens of thousands in long-term savings. Lower your payments, shorten your term, consolidate your debt, even access cash. Whatever you need, American Financing can help. When you choose American Financing, you don't have to reset the term. You can choose any loan term, 10 years or over, because you should not pay interest on years that you don't need. Call them now. Save the most money that you can. They're in it for you. They'll get you pre-qualified for free. The phone number at American Financing is 505-247-9999, 505-247-9999, or call or visit them online, AmericanFinancing.net, NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of no-valent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Center fielder, Cade Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a, oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That one's that gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs as Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's another way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
One owes a count. And this one's high. It's going deep. And it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
this preseason, where Lobo fan expects this football team to be, and you're all right. And I haven't heard anything below 6 of you.
No, if I had to peg where I'm sitting right now,
you're at 5.
I'm at 5.
Yeah, it's where I am. I'm between 5 and 7, and I guess that number would be 6. To your point, they've got to go 3-1 in the non-conference. Got to beat Houston Baptist. They got to beat the Aggies. They got to beat UTEP. And if they can do that, then they go into a league play because they start out tough. What'd you tell me? Air Force, San Diego State, Colorado State, Wyoming. Is that how it starts?
Yes.
How good is Air Force? I mean, you listen to Troy last week when we played that conversation. His team's horrible. They may not ever win again.
Well, I don't really think Troy has ever spoke.
Even when he's had 11-win teams.
About his team.
Yeah.
He could go undefeated, win a national championship. He'd probably be salty about it.
But they were down last year. They were, I want to say 2-5, 2-4?
They were 3-3.
3-3? Okay, 3-3. Yeah, because I remember we were talking to him about potentially coming to the bowl game. They played Army on Saturday the week before, and we played on Thursday in Frisco. How would that even happen if they were qualified? They didn't because they had an under 500 league record, if I'm not mistaken. And so many games. I mean, it's just a weird year. So I don't know what to judge off of last year. I'm sitting here telling you, can you judge anything on the Aggies off of last year? I don't know what to judge off of so many of these teams. Colorado State's right at the top of that list, by the way. So how do you judge Fresno State off of last year? I mean, everybody tell me how good Fresno State's going to be. Get a good quarterback back. I mean, is that the team in the West that you just kind of, because they're the forgotten team. Everybody's talking about Nevada. San Jose State won. Hawaii won a bowl game. San Diego State always wins. That's the team everybody's kind of forgetting about is Fresno State.
What if I told you the quarterback that averaged the most passing yards per season was Jake Haener, or per game last season was Fresno State's quarterback?
No, I would believe you.
Because that is the case.
Yeah, so they got the quarterbacks in the West. Cordero gets lost, right?
Yes, he does.
At Hawaii. I mean, you would say Nick Strong at Nevada, Nick Starkel at San Jose State, Jake Haener at Fresno State, and then Chevin Cordero, and then whatever, look, UNLV, I think they've got to transfer in too, don't they?
So the 4 years prior to last year's abbreviated season, Air Force had 2 5-7 seasons, a 10-3 season, and an 11-2 year.
That's feast or famine.
That's not bad.
2 5-7.
5-7 is we're not good. That's
if 5-7 is your down year, you're in a good place, and then 2 years of double-digit wins. Yeah. They've been to every bowl game but ours, by the way. Have that conversation every year. But yes, it's the most underrated. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I'm really I'm there now. I'm kind of bought in now to college football and where we're going. And I mean not because the polls came out, but I just been living it and eating it for the last couple of weeks, and I'm in. Rule changes. You like the rule changes on the playoffs? So you got to go for 2 after this on your second overtime, and then in the third overtime, it's all 2-point conversions. You don't play the whole thing out. They're just going to go 2-point conversion to 2-point conversion to see who wins. You down with that? Just to shorten these things so you don't have 7 of them.
Yeah, because it is one of those where it's rare you get a 7, 8, 9 overtime period played.
I didn't mind them. I kind of liked them.
Because you're not looking at 12, 13 play drives, 7 minutes of overtime going 80 yards, just lining up 25 and playing.
Yeah, I don't know this. I wonder if the TV networks had anything to do with this, and I don't know this at all. But you get a 3, 4, 5, 6 overtime game, and it goes into your next window, and whoever's playing in that next game, and it's always the late game on CBS, by the way. So when the Lobos play, it's always a San Diego State game. They get joined in progress. Well, you can start watching on the app or online, and they join the game in the middle of the second quarter because the game before went so long, right? I wonder, and I don't know this for sure, but I just wonder if part of that was spurred by where the money's coming from, and so many of these windows crawling into the next window and games being joined in progress.
Plays a factor.
I mean, am I wrong on the San Diego State games? They're always the 8:30 game on Saturday night on CBS. And they're more than half the time joining Progress, aren't they? Something went long behind them, or Fox. So, all right. When do I start getting NFL games? Do I get them tomorrow? What day is today? Wednesday? So I do start getting them tomorrow. Washington and the Patriots. Steelers and Eagles tomorrow. Titans and Falcons on Friday, and Bills and Lions, and then you get and the Cowboys play Friday. Cowboys and Cardinals. The news was made, I guess, a little bit by Vic Fangio. Drew Lock will start the first game against Minnesota preseason for the Broncos. Teddy Bridgewater will get the start in the second preseason game, and then they'll evaluate from there. So you feel this is a dead even competition at this point, don't you?
Absolutely. When you look at, all right, what did they bring to the table? Teddy Bridgewater, it says it all. Steady Teddy. Drew Lock, you saying, does he have a sixth gear? Is he the guy with the higher ceiling? Can he elevate your offense to be more explosive? Because they've invested a ton. Jerry Jeudy, Noah Fant, Melvin Gordon, and they drafted a running back in the second round coming in to that offense. And it's one where you're going to need it because it's the strongest team, the quarterback plays in your division in Kansas City. Justin Herbert's on the up and up. I am uneven. Initially, my thought was if Drew Lock doesn't win the job, that's a bad sign. But if the roster is as good as people believe it can be, then you're looking at, can this team get to, say, the 7th, 6th
Is that kind of what you're shooting for? Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater.
There's part of me that says, and I've been on Teddy the whole time. It's like, it's got to be Teddy. That's why they brought him over. It's got to be Teddy Bridgewater. The upside, the ceiling, the take off the top with some of the receivers that you just talked, and Cortland Sutton coming back. I kind of feel like Drew Lock might be the guy who with a bigger arm to get him the ball and make bigger plays. But he's got to stop turning the ball over. Now, is that something that could have been coached out of him in the offseason? I look at Drew Lock and I say, all right, there is a little upside. You see it now and then, but the downside to me was much more pronounced. The turnovers. I saw flashes. Of all of the quarterback things, like, I mean, Cam's your guy in New England. I think you've got to go with Jameis in New Orleans. I think Jim Garoppolo's the starter in San Francisco. Of all these competitions, this is the one where I'm really on the fence on what I think.
This is the one where there is a real life, how you perform in these games actually is going to affect the decision of this coaching
against somebody else's second stringers. Yeah, I think that, and how you're performing every day in practice. But do you agree with me? The upside, I think, is better with Drew Lock, but turnovers cost you games. Turnovers cost you games.
That's exactly it.
And it almost feels like they've decided they're moving on. They're going to make a big push for Aaron Rodgers in the offseason or somebody in the offseason. But what if Drew Lock has a Justin Herbert kind of run, right? Then you feel, all right, we're set at quarterback, now we can go do other stuff.
Yes, that's what you're hoping. And last year, injuries kind of took away what was. I thought the way that Denver was set up last year was to see, all right, does this offense have a future with Drew Lock at quarterback? And they were not able to answer that question. He was hurt. They were running Brett Rippon, and
you had a receiver,
Kendall Hinton playing quarterback at one point in time. So they had to bring in a solid veteran for if Drew Lock flops, at least this gives us a chance to compete this season.
And that's where it is. Look, there's a big chunk of me that says just go with Teddy. Just go with Teddy and see if you can get to 9-7 and sneak in at the 7 spot, right? You use the tight end, use Noah Fant, because that's the other guy, by the way, who you used a high. Was he a first-round pick?
First-round pick.
Yeah, first-round pick on him. He was injured a lot last. He injured almost all of last year. He never really recovered. It was a toe. He missed a ton of time though. Never came back full. And so where are you? I think this is such a big. You're trying to get in the playoffs, but it's such a big where are we with so many key positions? And first-round picks have to pan out. You look at franchises who win. Look at how the Cleveland Browns were built. Look at how many first-round picks, and not even first-round picks, but absolutely first-round picks, whether it's Baker Mayfield or Myles Garrett or wherever you're going, panned out for them, and that's why all of a sudden people are looking at the Browns. I'm looking at the Broncos and just going, what have they gotten out of the draft in the last bunch of years? Look at all their first-round picks. Like, this is a year that they have to perform, don't they?
Comes on the court. You can't perform if you don't have the quarterback.
No, that's right. That's right. That's 100% right. And so who is that going to be? I think this is such a big year for that franchise. Such a big year for that franchise. Because if they win 5 games or less, I think they blow the whole thing up.
Yeah, they're starting over.
I think they blow the whole thing up. Coach, GM, quarterback. I mean, I think they blow the whole thing up.
Because when you pass on an opportunity to take a top quarterback like they did in Justin Fields,
you got to own it.
You're saying we believe our roster can't have us in playoff contention right now with a Teddy Bridgewater, or if Drew Lock actually takes a step forward.
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. Bronco fan, your expectation is what? And your quarterback should be who? It will be Drew Lock in the first preseason game, then it'll be Steady Teddy after that, in the next game. And then after that, it's up in the air. I want to hear from you on the NMDOT text line or the Quan's Auto Care hotline. They are both 505-246-0610. By now, you know how passionate Aaron Jones and his company, IPS, is about providing security for your home or business. Until now, IPS has used highly trained, armed guards and 24-hour patrols to respond to your alarm, usually in 7 minutes or less, far quicker than APD does. They just don't have enough officers to respond that fast. Now, IPS is installing alarm system. That's right. So IPS will put an alarm system in your home, and they will respond if it goes off. They got your security covered. You don't need to call anyone else. The number is 897-2420. That's 505-897-2420. Or go to ipsglobal.com, dedicated to making Albuquerque a safer place to live and work. If you trust IPS, you get a local company, not a business that sells your security to a national corporate giant who doesn't know Albuquerque like IPS does. They can still respond to your alarm system. But if you don't have an alarm system, then call IPS and they'll set it up for you. Don't wait to be a victim. Sleep better at night knowing IPS is watching your business, your home, and be confident during the day. They've got eyes on you while you are not there. 505-897-2420. That's 505-897-2420, or visit them online, ipsglobal.com.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green. And keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of no-valent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's
The Sports Animal. Sports Animal.
All right, so the news this morning, Carson Wentz is trending to open the season as the quarterback for the Colts, which is great news there. Not so good for Sam Ehlinger and Jacob Eason, but if you're a Colts fan, probably a hell of a lot better than you were thinking. Opening drive, Jeff Siembieda and J.J. Buck, 505-246-0610 is how to get to us. That is both the Quan's Auto Care hotline and the NMDOT text line, so you can send a text to that as well. Did you watch Hard Knocks last night, Cowboy fan? What'd you think of that? Curious as well. Omar says, when I read reports the Cowboys potentially recruiting a new quarterback, I got worried if there are things going on behind the scenes and Coach Jones is $160 million man. There is a story that the Cowboys were looking at Gardner Minshew, which would be a nice backup for them.
Why does that worry you?
Yeah.
It's better than Ben DiNucci.
What else you got there?
Cooper Rush, Garrett Gilbert.
Yeah. I thought Indianapolis would go get him. I thought that's where Indianapolis would go. I thought Indianapolis, if Carson Wentz was out for any extended period of time, I thought that would be a stopgap there.
It's like the insurance you want to have for worst case scenario situations.
Yeah, look, I'm looking at this story. Why would they want Gardner Minshew? And with Dak having the shoulder strain at the end of July, expecting to return. I mean, how he's better than anything you got. Now, I don't know that if I'm Jacksonville, I'm ready to just throw Gardner Minshew out the door.
No, because it's the same thing. If you're sitting there going, "Oh, we wouldn't mind having Gardner Minshew back up our guy," then why wouldn't you mind having him back up Trevor Lawrence?
Dan, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care hotline. Hello, Dan.
Hi, good morning, guys. Hey, so just a couple of things. Cowboys, they're my team since '67, but they got to get rid of Jim Fossil, special teams. This guy's a nightmare. He's a head coach's buddy, just like the defensive coordinator, and he's just horrible, absolutely horrible. If you saw the preseason game, you saw all the mess-ups they did, just like last year. And they're not going to get anywhere this year if they don't get rid of this guy. Just horrible. They're not going to blow anybody out, so it's going to come down to the performance on special teams. And if they are that bad now, and they were that bad last year. They should have improved. They're just not going to get anywhere. As far as you guys, Lobos, since I'm an Aggie, I gotta be honest. I agree. I think they're going to go somewhere between 6 and 8 wins. Sometimes it's going to be, the way the ball bounces. But I think they got the right combination with the head coach and with Rocky Long. How can you? I mean, it's just like anything. I mean, Rocky Long's thoroughbred in coaching. He's a stud. I mean, the guy's never lost anywhere. He's just a pure winner. And you've got him with an ex-player of his. And that chemistry, and chemistry counts for everything. I mean, if you got two guys that suck, that chemistry is always going to suck. Two guys that are good, that they're always going to be good. And I think I think you guys are building a winner. That's just the way that XAD and Rocky, how you ran Rocky off, that ruined your whole program for years. And one last thing, I hope that Dak can heal up, but if he doesn't, I'd like to at least get our third-string quarterback, their backup quarterback, to be Nick Mullins, if we can get him. I think he's with Chicago, but it might be I can't remember. But if we could get him with a lot of pro experience, he's third string right now. If we could get him on a trade, it sure give the Cowboys a chance of not stinking up every game.
Right on, Dan.
And
yeah, go ahead.
I like our backup now, but we need that second guy. And that's about it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, that's an Aggie saying that he thinks the Lobos are going to win 6-8, right? And where he is on Rocky and Danny, that's why I'm telling you, I just believe they're going to be better. That's why I believe they're going to contend for that in that 5-7 range. They're going to be good defensively. They will be, and there's going to be a game, JJ, and it might be Texas A&M. Or it might be UTEP, or it might be Colorado State, where they give up 35 points, and you're going to call in on Monday and say, oh, well, how about that? You told me they're going to be good. They're going to have a game where they give up 35, 40 points. They are. Promise. That doesn't mean they stink. That means they had a bad week. But there will be that. But overall, I mean, that's an Aggie fan telling you what I've been telling you, too. I just think they're going to be better. Rod says, who wins more games, Jefferson, Dallas Cowboys or Lobo football? Lobos played 12, Cowboys play 17. I would hope it would be Dallas.
Yeah.
Who has a better winning percentage would be interesting. Should be Dallas. Dallas should win 9 to 10 games.
And Dallas had their punter kicking field goals in the Hall of Fame game. So if Greg Zuerlein is back, I believe that does help that equation.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Dallas is fine. But to his point on backup quarterbacks, if it hasn't become, for every team over the last 5 years, it needs to be, you need to have somebody who can go win you some games. If it hasn't become apparent to you that if Dak Prescott goes down and you're dealing with Ben DiNucci.
Easier said than done.
I get it.
Because you can't find 32 of those guys you like at the starting position.
Well, you better find someone that you're comfortable with. Hence Gardner Minshew.
Thinking when we're talking, because if we're talking about backup quarterbacks, we're talking about like 50th best dude.
I got it. I'm not telling you somebody who's going to go win you the Super Bowl. Somebody who can get you through a couple of weeks. And that's why, if you're saying, why would they get Gardner Minshew? Because he's better than Ben DiNucci.
And it's just everything else because they had that dude last year. Andy Dalton's that guy.
He was that guy. Yeah. Yep. And they didn't win.
Offensive line fell apart.
And their defense was horrific.
It was terrible.
That's why Buffalo went out and got Mitchell Trubisky. Like, really sneaky move. If something happens to Josh Allen for a few weeks, they don't fall off the face of the earth because Mitch Trubisky can hold it together for a few weeks. Ryan Fitzpatrick's made a career out of that. If it's not apparent, look what you're dealing with in Indianapolis right now. Sam Ehlinger or Jacob Eason, who you like? If Carson Wentz goes down, I agree with you. I get it. It's a lot easier said than done. But if you can find yourself that guy, hold on to him for a little while. At some point, you're going to need him. I mean, everybody seems to need him. Everybody does, right? So, all All right, 505-246-0610. That is the Quan's Auto Care Hotline and the NMDOT text line. Send us an email, Jeff or JJ at sportsanimalabq.com.
And when you find what works for you, does it feel good? For me, it's F45 training. 45 minutes, high-intensity interval training, full-body functional fitness. It's just a great workout, and it's a great time. The way that you're able to challenge yourself doing things differently outside of the traditional 10 reps, 4 sets, 12 reps, 3 sets, etc., that you kind of just get locked into at times if you are just in that trend of going to the gym, keeping your fingers crossed, things are there. No, with F45 training, once you book it, you're in. No keeping your fingers crossed. You're set for your workout. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be doing things that you probably didn't think you could do, and things that will help you be better in all areas, whether you're someone that's yoked and maybe looking for a different challenge or someone that wants to kickstart your fitness. F45 is the gym that will work for you. If you don't believe me, like, how does that work? When you have these images of gyms in your mind, well, show up, download the app, sign up for your 7-day free trial, book your class, get in there and see what it's all about. Because when you're in the sets, there's no wasted time. So you're not looking around, you're not looking at everyone else going, oh man, that person over there is going big time, I can only do this. No, you're focused on your sets, your reps, and then on to the next pod. It is a fantastic workout. It is a great atmosphere. So get in there now, check it out. Check them out at f45training.com. When you download the app, the Northeast Heights location, sign up for your 7-day free trial. Take a look at the schedule of classes available. They're available 7 days a week. Sign up and get going. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of no-valent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Center fielder, Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the 5th.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a, oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs as Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's other way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
1-0's the count. And this one's high. It's going deep. And it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
He brought the hot sauce for strike 3.
Small ball team for Reed Fiegel this year. That one is hit on the line to left. It's going to send Avila back to the warning track, to the wall, and he's going to watch it go. It's a solo homer off the bat of Bo Kidd.
AM 610, the sports animal.
Not sure I expected this is where we were going today, but I'm down with it. Good conversation. Aggie fan calling in, thinking Lobo's on the right track. Lobo fan coming in saying 6 wins, 7 wins. I'll give you this, man. JJ, they haven't. We've talked about marketing. People come in and talk about PR and Lobo PR and football season. By far, is this fair to say? By far, now that it's the 10th, 11th is mid-August. By far the most excitement for Lobo football in mid-August in the last 5 years.
Yes.
Even coming off the bowl victory when they were 9-4. Right? And they won 2 games last year. So they've done a hell of a job getting you excited. Winning the last 2 games went a lot further than maybe winning their first 2 would have. Mm-hmm. You've got Rocky and Danny's been everywhere. I give him so much credit.
Of it all?
Well, what's that?
It's a story of it all.
Well, yeah, the story, but it's a good guy who's been out in the community and shaking every dang hand that has been in front of him. I watched him. I invited him out to play in a golf tournament, a 2-day deal. He got back from Pebble Beach, got off the plane, and went and played Los Altos for 2 days. Nothing against Los Altos. It's a beautiful golf course. It's just not quite Pebble Beach, and it was a 6.5-hour round. But he was there, and he did it, and he shook every hand and met every person, and I promise you he sold tickets. A dude called me right after I went to the sponsors of that tournament and said, hey, just tell Danny I really enjoyed talking to him, and I went and bought 4 or 6, whatever the number was, End Zone Club seats because I like him. By far, the most excitement I've felt in a long time. Tommy, good morning. How you living?
Pretty good, guys. I'll be quick because I know you're almost done. I was listening to for the local soccer team, not too much of a fan of soccer. I guess, is the owner asking for citizens to pay for some of the stadium? Is that correct?
Pretty much all.
Like that?
Pretty much all of it. Yeah, pretty much all of it.
No. Here's the thing. I've always had a problem with that, guys. They got more money than we do. You shouldn't be asking to pay actually for any of it, to be honest with you. I had a problem back in the day when Jerry Jones wanted 50%, I believe, for Cowboy Stadium, the $1 billion stadium. I said, oh, no, dude, you're a millionaire and billionaire. You got buddies. And he ended up paying, I think, about $800 million out of his own pocket, which is pretty cool, and the rest he got from taxpayers. I've always had a problem with people asking the common man for more money than they actually have when they can get it from their buddies or their corporate friends and pay for the stadium themselves. And I saw what he said on that thing was it benefits people because it's an escape or something. You get to go watch a soccer game. Well, that's true, but people that don't go watch soccer, it's not really benefiting them unless maybe they own a little bit of the team, like the Packers organization. It might benefit them. But I don't think, we shouldn't have – citizens that make less money shouldn't have to pay for anything. You guys can pay for that yourself. But there's one thing I would do for you guys. Now, if you guys had a fundraiser for the radio station, you guys need the money for new equipment, better editing stuff, or just a raise, I would definitely support that.
We don't have all that
and the
money.
reason why,
Yeah.
You know why I would do that?
Why?
Because you guys are first-class citizens and not low-level schmuck. And that's all I got to say.
See you, man. Thanks. Were you on the Zoom yesterday? So United had a Zoom public or what a city? What is it? City a town hall kind of a thing? A Zoom town hall. On I think it was last night, 5:30. You catch any of that?
I was not a part of that Zoom.
Okay. I don't know how it went. Now, this was one that they put out. This was, and it was somewhat in response to the Journal story that ran last weekend that said that calls and correspondence to city councilors were coming in 13-1 against the stadium. And so United put a link out to their supporters to have a town hall to have conversation about this and answer questions. This is going to sway back and forth because there was a poll that came out, one of the TV stations did, where voters were 60-something% in favor of this. Keller has really kind of put the weight of his re-election campaign behind this, and then all of a sudden it swung the other way with that Journal story. And I'm going to guess that the truth lies somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, and this is one that I expect it to be on the ballot. And so
no doubt.
August 16th, City Council will have the vote on putting it on the ballot for November 2nd. And then it's one where I do agree. I think there should be more private money invested into it, especially when you look around and the companies that are coming in. And it's like, could you not get them involved in a project like this? I think that would help a lot of people. But it's also one where I don't necessarily think it's one or the other, because we have challenges as a city that we have to address. There are things, whether it's public safety, education, you name it, those things have to be addressed. But is it one or the other? Like, is it, well, if we build a stadium, we're all going to be continuing to not have police officers and this or that? Or can you have things in a community, whether it's a stadium or other entities that help with quality of life events, while still working to be better? Because I think some people just get so caught up on that. If they're like, oh, if we pass this stadium, then we're going to ignore all this other stuff in our stadium.
And it didn't have to be one or the other.
No.
I think you said something a couple weeks ago. This whole multicultural center, art center, it's a soccer stadium. Like, with all due respect, it's a soccer stadium. And let's call it what it is, and that's fine. It's fine. It's a soccer stadium. That's great. Let's be honest with what it is. The people who I've heard in support are soccer fans. They're United soccer fans. They go to the games. I think that they thought everybody was in love with the soccer team. When I told you they've done a great job of marketing and making it feel like everybody loves this team, and there's a good core. There's probably 15,000 to 20,000 core that are crazy loving United soccer fans. I'm not sure everybody else in this town's that. And so it's going to be really interesting to see where it pans out. Hoser, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Real quick, I got some thoughts on the soccer thing. I thought what JJ just alluded to, I think those are all important things. It just seems a little bit rushed. There's a lot of things to look at that I think are important to take into consideration. Not that we don't want this thing built, but it seems like it's just like, hey, let's just do it a smart way and let's not get ourselves in trouble. As far as Hard Knocks, I haven't seen it yet. I got the app. You know, I'm all about the apps.
Yeah.
By the way, did you know that 6sin had one?
Yeah, no.
Yes, you do.
We have an app.
Right. Yes, you got an app. So I haven't watched it yet, so I'm going to hopefully get to watch it today. And I don't know, just looking forward to it. I just think Hard Knocks in general, not just because I'm a Cowboy fan. I think they do a good job of just getting you behind the scenes, right?
I love it. Yeah, I'll find it too. I enjoy it. All right, man.
All right, guys, do well.
See you. The other thing is, I think people are like the caller prior. I think people are a lot like Tommy. Why is everybody footing the bill for that guy to get richer? And I get it. It was done for Isotopes, and there was a model. And Isotopes Park worked, and it seems to work for the city. But I think that's where a lot of people are. It's like, dang, that guy's got a lot of money, and now we're going to pay to make him more money?
And then to say that this isn't about politics is also not correct, because that plays a huge factor in the way people feel initially about it.
Well, there's no doubt. Thanks to Calvin Turner, Hawaii's terrific dynamic receiver, kick returner. He was with us today. Jim Rome Show is next. Heard with Colin Cowherd this afternoon at 1. Trulio and Carlisle with the Sports Bar at 4. You get Isotopes. No Isotopes today. It's Wednesday. CBS Sports Radio after that. You want to come back tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., do more award-winning radio?
Yes, sir.
All right, who are we hearing from tomorrow? I forgot. I'll tell you tomorrow.
Blake Anderson.
Oh, Blake Anderson, Utah State's first-year coach. Thank you. That's actually good. It's a good one, too. They're all good. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll see you tomorrow.
Toyota's national sales event is on. These offers won't last.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Drive, Jeff Siembieda, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show. Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.